things to the kneeling lunge, arms up. You can keep the back knee lifted. Your arms can always be this way, and any arms up thing that can be this way. And you can make it a crescent lunge if you want, or a low warrior one. We are going to add in a downward dog. Let's see, what else is different? I don't know. I'll think of something, I'm sure. But we're going to start right off with it because it's a great warm-up in and of itself. But we're going to do a little bit of chair pose and that kind of thing to warm up our legs a little bit more before we actually start it. So come to the left side of your mat, feet a couple inches apart. Inhale, arms out to the side and up. And exhale. It's going to mute me. Inhale up. And exhale. Thank you, Kathy. Inhale up. And exhale. This time we're going to exhale to chair pose. So inhale up. And exhale to chair. Arms can be out to the side. Hold it. Shift your weight a little bit back towards your heels. Bring your palms together in front of your chest. And if you want, you can bring your feet a little closer so you can squeeze your knees together and twist to the right. Try to hook your left elbow to the outside of the right side. Try to have your hands center. Right elbow up. Knees equal if you can. If this is too strong on your back, let your left knee come forward a little bit. Come back to chair. Palms at center again. Twist to the left. Inhale all the way up. And exhale, release. I don't know why, but that with the twist always warms me up. So let's start some nice slow moon salutations. Try to move with your breath. Every movement is half the breath. I'll call out the breath for the most part. Sometimes I won't, and when I don't, just go with the next, whether it's an inhale or an exhale. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, crescent moon to the right. You'll get there before your exhale is done, so hold it while you finish your exhale. Then inhale back up to straight. Again, finish. Exhale, crescent moon to the left. And as you inhale up, step wide. Turn your toes out. Finish the inhale. Exhale to goddess. Starfish. Exhale, warrior two to the right. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, triangle. Inhale, lunge. Revolved side angle. Lunge. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, kneeling lunge, arms up, or just stay low. Exhale, back to the lunge. Inhale, half moon, right hand down. Left hand up. Exhale, let's twist it. Left hand down, right hand up. Inhale, back to regular half moon. And exhale, head to knee. Inhale, three-legged dog, right leg in the air. Dog. Plank. If you're not feeling strong today, just bend your knees and bend your elbows a little bit. Up dog. Keep your knees down if you want, or lift them. Down dog. Exhaling. Right leg lifts or lower to your knees and step your right foot forward into a lunge, and then lift your left knee up, otherwise lunge it. Inhale, turn center. Exhale, stretch down. Twist. Either hand. Exhale, lower. Inhale, twist. Use your inhale to lengthen your spine. Exhale, lower. Turn your toes out. Reverse swan dive. Inhale, up. Goddess. Starfish. Warrior two to the left. Reverse. Triangle. Inhale, lunge. Revolved side angle. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, kneeling lunge, arms up, or just a low lunge, arms up. Exhale, back down to the lunge. Inhale, half moon. Exhale, revolve it. Inhale, back to half moon. Exhale, head to knee. Inhale, three-legged. Dog. Plank. Whenever you want to do from here to get back to downward dog. You're going to lunge the left leg forward, so however you want to get there. Three-legged dog, and then lunge if you want. Turn center. Exhale, stretch down. Twist. With your inhale to lengthen your spine. Exhale, lower your arm. Inhale, twist the other side. Exhale, lower your arm. Turn your toes out. Reverse swan dive, inhale up. Exhale, goddess. Inhale, feet together, mountain, arms up, or out to the side. Crescent moon to the left. Inhale up. Crescent moon to the right. Inhale up. Exhale. Namaste. Okay. Let's come down. Do some twists. Seated cross-legged. Left leg in front. Remember blankets. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, reach forward and down. And stretch. And hold the stretch. And as I mentioned earlier, in case you weren't here, we've been having internet issues. So if we lose it, don't even bother trying to come back because it's been happening. And if it continues, if it starts again, it's just another episode of it, and it could continue all morning. So we won't come back if we disconnect. Still in cross-legged forward bend. Inhale up. Exhale, twist left. Hold the twist. Lift up. See both buttocks is down. Particularly pay attention to the right buttock. Hold it. Come back to center, change legs. The right leg in front. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Lead with the heart. Reach forward and down and stretch. Hold it. Slowly up. And as you exhale, twist to the right. Make sure your left buttock doesn't lift. Hold it. Come back to center. Bottoms of your feet together, bound to angle. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, reach forward and down, stretching out a little bit before we do a twist in bound angle. slowly up. Twist to the left. Now this won't be a very big twist because you're pulling tightly on your hips and your back. So don't assume. Feel your way into it. Lengthen your spine. Hold the twist. Try to not lift your shoulders up. You might have to put your hand further down your thigh rather than on your knee. Try not to lean back. Come back to center. Twist to the right. And come back to center. Both feet to the right. And if it throws you to the left where you can't sit up straight or you have to hold on real tight to sit up straight, bring the left leg out so this left knee is out supporting you more. Or you can always put a blanket under the left hip to lift yourself up a little bit so you're not being pulled to the left. And twist to the left without overarching your back. Stay nice and straight. Your right buttock will be lifted because of the pose. So try not to lean. Have your hand in close. Come back, but don't change legs, at least not yet. Not the way you think we're going to change it. Take the top leg, the right leg, and stick it out sideways. Your left knee stays, or it can come out a little bit more. Your heel close. And again, twist to the left. Don't let yourself lift up. Stay down. Hold it. Try to not turn your straight leg. Try to keep it straight up, toes pointing up. It wants to turn, trust me. I know, mine wants to turn, but don't do it. You stay there. Be good. Stay there. Speaking of that, the dog keeps looking in the window because the cat's in her bed. She's been harassing the cat, so I think the cat is just trying to once again show who is boss. Just do it he has to do it every now and then. Come back to center. Now both feet to the left. Doing all those things we talked about. Bring the right knee out if you need to. Put a blanket under the right hip. That'll take some pressure off the left knee. Be on a blanket completely. You're going to twist to the right. Try not to arch your low back. You can feel it there. Try not to arch it. Try to keep it relaxed. Don't go too far. And untwist and just straighten out that top leg so the toes point up and you're sitting down. Your right knee is out, your left leg is straight, just like we would do a seated thing. And again, twist to the right. Don't lift up. Stay down solid. And come back to center. Now both legs wide. First, let's just do a couple stretches. So stretch straight forward and hold it. Slowly come back up. Now turn a little bit to face your left leg. Still straight. Just stretch down, sort of facing your left leg. Like you're aiming your knee, your nose to your knee. Hold it. I'm thinking that Sunday may be a busy time down, but we're going to give it a try. It's this Sunday, getting together, probably to the right of the parking lot area. You should be able to see us from the main parking lot down at the bottom of the hill. You'll see how it goes. Slowly back up. Turn, face the right leg. Carefully stretch down. Hold the stretch. And slowly up. Twist to the left. Not quite as tight when you're in bound angle, but it's still tight, so you may not be able to twist very far. Try to stay straight. and come back. Twist to the right. And come back to center. Now, if you remember on Tuesday, we did some stretching with the legs forward. We're going to do twisting with that. So your legs are straight forward. You're going to cross your right leg over your left. And if you can't bring the right foot back beside the left hip without losing the pressure on that bottom leg, then just stay like this. Otherwise, if you can bring it back or even just cross it a little bit so it's out like this, but you still have pressure on the top knee or the top leg to keep that leg down. And once you get into position, whichever position you're going to be in, twist to the right. Now we're going to add to that. Stay in the twist. Keep your right hand behind you. See if you can reach your left hand forward to your toes or grab your shin or put it to the inside, the big toe side of your leg, the calf. You can put your fingers underneath to give yourself a little bit more to hold on to and twist to the right. You're leaning forward a little bit with this twist. Be careful of your back. You may need to just bend your elbow a little bit to get the lean forward a little bit. You can hold here. Stay in the twist, though. Release. Eek. That's what I have to say. Right leg straight forward. Left leg cross, knee to knee. You can keep the legs like this, so you can bring the left foot back toward the right hip or just out to the side. So there's some pressure on that bottom leg. And you see I cross it a little bit. It's not really straight forward. I bring it over a little bit. So do what works for you and still get a strong stretch. And twist to the left. Not leaning forward yet, just a twist. Watch your shoulders. Now, lean forward a little bit to hold around the inside, the big toe side of the ankle. or the calf. Wrap your fingers around underneath to get a better grip. Stay twisted as you lean forward, or the arch of your foot, wherever you can get that it's not an extreme stretch on your shoulders or on your back, but you can still lean forward a little bit and twist and hold it. All the muscles, on me anyway, they all were tight. And I had to go in with my mind and just allow them to relax. They're thinking, this is just weird. I better tighten up. And slowly up and untwist. Bring the bottoms of your feet together, knees apart, bound angle, and do some butterfly. Work out the hips and the back. Okay, now we're going to do a standing squat with our heels down. So if you can't keep your heels down, you have to separate your feet a little bit more. If you can't keep your heels down and do this, please put a blanket. You do have to lean forward or you'll fall back. Please put a blanket under your heels. You do not want to be up onto the balls of your feet doing this. It'll hurt your knees. Seriously. Put a blanket or two so you can lean back and not fall back under your heels. And if this is hard on the knees, sit on a block. Or two, or a blanket rolled up, or pillows, or whatever you use instead of, in lieu of blocks. I still have some of those big white blocks if anybody wants them. Okay, you are in squat of one form or another. Put your hand forward and center, lift your left arm up. And again, don't force that shoulder back by pulling with your left arm. I'm pushing a little bit on the inside of my right leg to help with the twist. Hold it. Lower down. Twist to the right. This isn't a very big twist. We're going to do some nice twists in just a minute. Nice. And release. Holy cow. Eek. That's all I have to say. Line your backs. Yes. I meant it. I'm serious. Line your backs. Hug your knees. And rock. My smoothie is sloshing around in my stomach. Now keep your knees up. Hold them up if you need to. And you can hold them up as you go all the way over to your left side. And then hold them with just your left hand. They're still tucked up nice and close. And you can shift around a little bit. You can turn your chest toward the ceiling. You can even use your hand to pull a little bit on your ribs. Pull the a little gently to the right. You can just let your elbow rest down, let your hand rest on your side, or if it doesn't hurt your shoulder, you don't feel a pull in the front of the shoulder, you can lay your arm down. It can be on a blanket or a block, just as we've talked about before. Hold this twist. It's a great twist for the back. And for cleansing the liver and the spleen, a little bit of a cleanse for the kidneys, not a lot of pressure going there, but some. You can look to the right if you want. If it's okay with your neck, you may have to shift your head around a little bit. Try to relax your back. Both legs are down. Now push against the floor with your left arm. I push with my upper arm. Bring your knees up. Put your feet on the mat. Shift your back to flat. Get back centered on your mat. Bring your knees back up to your chest. Hugging them with both hands. Pull them in. Roll all the way over onto your right side. Hold your top leg, your left leg with your right hand. And you can rotate your ribs to the left a little bit, holding this leg. Rotate them. And if you rotate enough for your arm to lie down, that's okay, or you can keep it just hanging off your side. Do what works for you, or have your arm on a blanket. Don't support the, make sure you support the elbow if your arm is on something. You can even have one block, but it should be under the elbow so you don't hyperextend your elbow. Hold the twist. Try to relax your legs, relax your feet, relax your back. I was feeling it a little too strongly in my back here. And those of you who have had back pain in the past know when it's just maybe a little bit too much for the back. So I came back up just a little bit so it's not as strong a twist. Push against the floor with your right arm and bring your knees back up. Both knees. Rock a little bit, massage your back. Roll to your side. Come seated. We don't really have time for the cross-legged twist, which was next on the agenda, but that's okay. Let's just do a little breathing. Inhale, arms out to the side and up. Exhale, palms together back to heart center. Inhale. A few more times. One more time. Core is next if you're staying. If you're not, I'll see you maybe Saturday morning and maybe Sunday at 1:30 down at Lake Atalanta. If it's not raining. Satnam. Namaste. We have about 1 minute to core. We're going to start on our backs. Knees bent. You can keep your keep your head down, or you can put your fingers behind your head and lift your head a little bit. This will help keep your back down. Come up onto the balls of your feet. You're going to do little jumps, bringing your knees in towards your chest and trying to keep your heels down. Try not to throw your legs up to make the jump happen. Try to use your abs. Lift and touch your toes down. Lift, toes touch. 3, touch. 4, touch. 5, touch. 6, touch. 7, touch. 8, 9, 10. Cross your right ankle on your left thigh. Again, your head can be lifted or down. Toes touch, lift up, touch. 2, don't change sides. 3, touch. 4, touch. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Change sides. It can be down or lifted. Again, be up on the ball of your right foot. Lift 1, down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whoa, hug your knees in, rock. Arms out to the side, legs straight. Remember, if you can't take your legs straight out to the side, you take your thighs straight out to the side and you bend your knees. It's just because your hamstrings are tight and it's pulling and it's bringing your leg down here, which is really a big challenge for your back. You may strain your back if your leg is down here. So it's either straight out to the side or your knee is bent and your thigh goes out to the side. Okay? So we're going to just stay on one side and we're not going to lower it back to the mat. This is the starting and the ending point. Right leg straight up. Take it slowly across. Roll clear over. It's okay if your right shoulder lifts. Slowly back up where your abs hit. Back to starting with your back flat. Then take it across again. Knee bent or leg straight. Whatever works for you. Take it out to the side. Back up. Try to touch down, whether with your knee or your toes. 3. All the way back till your back is flat. Don't anticipate the next move. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. Make sure you're using your abs. 10. And lower that leg down. Make sure your back is flat. Left leg up. Take it across, straight out as best you can. 1. And back up till your back is flat. 2. It doesn't go out to the side. It goes straight up. You don't take it out here. It stays straight up. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. And shift your back to flat. Back in the center of the mat. We do shift around a little bit with that. Hug both knees in. Rock a little bit side to side. Okay, we're going to do the leg lift and hugging and all that sequence of events. You can start and end with knees bent, feet on the mat, especially if you have to be careful of your back or your abs aren't feeling very strong today, or you're just tired from the other things that we've done. You don't have to do with legs straight. You start, you end with your knees bent, feet on the mat. You can start with your legs straight if you want to do some that way, and then come this way if you feel that your back is lifting up too much and you're using your back too much. This is always an option. Arms overhead or out to the side, elbows bent a little bit. Legs either straight or knees bent, feet on the mat. Keep your head down. As you bring your knees up to your chest, bring your arms up. Pull your knees in, get a little bit of a stretch. Then legs go up into the air, arms go back overhead or to the side, and legs to your starting position. If they're straight, make sure you keep your back down. Don't let it arch up. 2. And up. And down. 3. 4, up, down, 5. Make sure you're keeping your back down when you lower your legs. If you can't, then do it with bent knees. You can, even if you don't want to bend them a lot, you can bend them a little bit. Okay, now we're going to start lifting our head to our knees. Everything else is the same. So, however you start, be there. Bring your knees up. Bring your head to your knees. Arms up, hug. Lower your head. Arms back to starting position. Legs up. Legs back to starting position. 2. And up. And boom. 3. And up. And down. 4. Up. Down. 5. Up. And down. Now you're going to separate your knees and reach your hands between your legs to touch your feet. Starting position, whatever your starting position is. Knees up, knees apart, head up, reach between your legs, touch your feet. Head down, knees back together, legs up. Legs back to starting position. 2. Up. Down. 3. 4. 5. Now knees are going to go right as you reach forward with both hands and a little bit to the left. So, knees right, head up, slide your hands forward and to the left side of your legs. Bring your knees back to center as you lower your head. Take your arms to starting position, legs up, legs down. Knees left, legs up, center, and down. Knees right, up, center, and down. Knees left, center, and down. Knees right, 3, center, down. Knees left, 4, 4, 5. And 5. Okay, hug your knees in, rock. Now come over onto your side, left side. Bring your knees up, shift around so your chest is kind of facing the ceiling, fingers behind your head. It's okay if the right elbow, right shoulder doesn't touch the floor. Don't try to force it. Lift up toward your nose is aimed toward the back of the top, the right hip. 1. Pull your abs in, working the waist. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Change sides. Knees left, or knees right, sorry. Fingers behind your head. And try to force your shoulder down. Lift up toward the back of the body, not toward your knees. 1. Doesn't have to be a very big lift. It can even be up just straight to the ceiling. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Onto your back. Hug your knees in. Rock side to side. I need to check something, so I'm going to freeze for a moment. Okay, let's come to hands and knees, please. Padding under your wrist if you need it, padding under your knees if you need it. Do some cat-cow, arching without lifting your shoulders, rounding. Come back to neutral. Now we're going to lean on the left and curve, like making a C. You can lean your hips to the left and curve them up and try to touch your hips to your left shoulder as you reach your left shoulder back. Don't move away. Don't move to the right. Move to the left. And then other side. Shift to the right. And curve up. Try to touch your hip to your right shoulder. And keep going side to side. Feel it in the waist. You can do it without leaning. The leaning is to just help you to lean toward the curve rather than away. We tend to move like this and try to touch our shoulder to our hips, and that's just the opposite of what you want to do. If you can do it just all from the spine and from the waist, you won't even lean that much. One more time, both sides. Come down onto your forearms, elbows under your shoulders. Stretch your right leg straight back, toe touching the ground. Slowly lift it up. as high as you can or as high as you want, and slowly back down. 2, 3, yes, this is primarily for the glutes and the low back. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Lower that knee back down. Stretch your right leg back. Slow lifts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Come to seated. Cross-legged on a blanket if you normally do. This is again going to be for the waist primarily. Fingers, let's do them on our shoulders. And just curve and push your left, curve to the right and push your left buttock down. Don't let it lift up. You come back up. Curve left, pushing your right buttock toward the mat. It'll disconnect a tiny bit. It won't be quite as heavy on the mat. Try to press it toward the mat, the opposite buttock. If you're going right, press the left buttock down. If you're going left, press the right buttock down. Try not to rotate. Try not to collapse. Tighten your abs. Feel the waist muscles working. Saturday during Yin, Julie is going to have her video on, but the sound is going to be off. I think you know how to do that, Julie. Just have the camera part on and the sound off, so that if you want, you can click on her. You'll see her in the corner to see some other ways to use props and things during Yin, holding Yin poses. She knows a lot of ways to use them. She's very good at it too. Last time, come back to center. Now sit wide. This may be easier for some. It's easier on the knees. Again, hands on your shoulders. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Now keep your spine that long so you're not going to round down. You're going to tilt for the pelvis with a straight back. Only as far down as you can and still come back up easily. This is stretching and strengthening the back. Don't let yourself round. Don't let your head hang. Don't lift it up. Just keep it neutral. The neck is in line with the rest of the spine. Pull in your abs to pull yourself up. the back a little bit relaxed. Last one. Come back up. Sit with your legs straight forward. Hands to the side and curve. One hand supports you as you curve over. Again, try to keep the opposite buttock lifting up. Like straight forward makes this difference. So you do need the support of your hand. When your legs are out, it's the legs that keep you from falling over. Again, you can just touch your shoulder if it hurts. Your shoulder to reach your arm. And last time, you come slowly up. Lie down on your bellies. Face down on the mat. Stack your hands. Forehead stuck to your hands. Keep the lift low. We've already done things to strengthen the low back. Let's strengthen the whole back. Lift your legs. Lift your arms. Lift your chest. Just a gentle curve up and lower back down. And keep moving. Slow little lift. Even if you are strong and you can go higher, keep it low. Work muscles that may not be used to being worked. Feel it in your mid-back. Lift and lower. Keep moving. Gentle, we're just going to do some nice stretches. Again, maybe work around the neck, which after a core class, it's amazing how our neck can tighten up. A few more times. Lift. Well, let's make this the last time and lower. Before going back in child's pose, let's do one other variation. Arms out to the side, elbows bent, forehead on the mat. And now that you know how to lift your head, you don't lift with the back of the neck, you don't look forward. Pretend that your hands are still stuck to your forehead and your forehead to your hands. As you lift your arms just a little bit, lift your chest, lift your head, lift your legs, and lower back down. Keep it low. This with the arms adds a little bit of extra weight like this when it's out to the side for your mid-back and upper back. Feel it. Lift and lower. Now lift your elbows up way high so they're pulling against your shoulders and trying to pull you up. That's not the point. The point is not to get up high. The point is to strengthen your back. Lower down and work your way back to child's pose. Let your knees be separated. Sit back with your heels to the butt or in that general direction, depending on how much you can compress your knees. But feel your back rounding up a little bit, stretching. Now, come up, still on your forearms, bring your knees a few inches apart or together if they were a little bit more apart. Walk your hands forward so your elbows aren't underneath your shoulders anymore. Now let your low back arch down. Now you can walk your arms out a little bit if it's too strong on the shoulders to do this. Try not to sink towards your heels. You may have to walk further forward so that your hips don't go back when you do this. Try to have your thighs straight up and down, not forward, but straight up and down. And let your low back arch down. And hold it. This is called puppy dog. This is something we do in yin often, holding it for a length of time. We're not going to hold it that long in this class. We just want to stretch out a little bit the back. Rather than rounding it up, we're now curving it in. Only if it doesn't hurt. Okay, release. Walk your hands back to where you can come seated. And it's just about time to start gentle. We have about a minute, so take a little break there. You can just lay on your back if you want to, instead of coming to seated for whatever 10 more seconds it is. And you can always take some time to just relax on your back and just pass on the first couple things we do in any of the classes, if you're continuing one after the other. But if you're ready, bound angle, bottoms of your feet together, knees apart, do some butterfly. So you want a blanket to block covered with the blanket. Keeping the hips loose, warming them up. Now keeping your back straight, your chin pulled down and back a little bit, back of your neck straight. Just lean forward, not lifting your shoulders up. Lean forward with a straight spine, come back up. Don't round down. This is from the pelvis. Keeping the back as straight as you can, like you have a stick going up your spine, all the way up the back of the neck as well. Don't let your head go forward. Don't let it bow down. Now this time, go forward and let yourself round down. Just hang over your feet, wherever it goes. Let your head relax. Slowly back up. Sit comfortably, legs can be straight forward or wide or a little bit or cross-legged. And just tilt your head side to side, trying to keep your shoulders relaxed. One side tilt may be harder than the other side tilt. Try not to move your torso. You should be able to feel it if it's moving. Try not to move your torso. Try not to turn do one side more often. My shoulder wants to lift up and my torso wants to tilt when I go to that other side. My head wants to turn. All things to try to make it so it's not quite as challenging as it is. One more time. Back to neutral. Now turn your head side to side. If you're trying to look around behind your back, you can move your eyeballs and look to the corner like you're looking back behind your shoulder. It's good to move the eyes like that. Work the eye muscles. And back to center. Tuck your chin. With your chin tucked, turn your head side to side, just saying no to the mat. Don't lift your head up. It's like you're sliding your chin along the front. Keep your back straight. And chin center and lift up to neutral. Hands on your shoulders, big circles with the elbows. Be careful with the circle back. Don't go back so far you feel too much pull on your shoulders. It's just to loosen up the shoulders, release any tightness in the shoulders. Don't go to extremes. Just make them tighter that way. Other way around. And come back to neutral. Right leg straight forward. Left foot touching your right inner thigh. Left knee bent. Inhale, lengthen your spine, and exhale, reach forward as much as you can with the back as flat as you can. Then let yourself round down. You can put a strap around the arch, in this case, of your right foot. Pull yourself forward or hold your legs and pull yourself forward, not down, but forward. Hold the stretch. Slowly back up. Shift your right leg out to the right. Keep your left heel in. Shift around. Stretch straight over your left foot. I put my left hand out to the left so I don't lean to the left because that's the tendency. Go straight forward. Hold the stretch. You feel it in the right inner thigh more than any place else. But it'll depend where you're tight. Slowly up. The right leg out to the right. Left heel still in. Stretch sideways to the right. And you can wrap. Put your left hand around behind you so the back of the hand is touching your low back, or you can reach it a little bit further, however your shoulder likes. And just lean to the right without turning. Try to lean. You can put your right hand underneath your calf or even your knee with the thumb pointing back. Use that to kind of your inner arm to kind of keep yourself from, it'll help you go straight sideways. It'll keep that torso from turning. You go straight sideways, hold the stretch. You can reach if you want. Don't just try to touch the toes. Put your hand in front of your face. You're losing a lot of you're rounding your back, you're turning. Try to not do that. Hold the stretch. Slowly release back up. Lean over to your left side. Pull your right heel in. Push your knee away. Adjust your left knee if you want. Hold the stretch. This is a really important stretch if you were in the core class. Stretching the front of the legs. We do a lot of leg lifting to work the lower abs. And we don't want this muscle to get tight or the hip flexors to get tight. I've mentioned many times before that I think stretching is probably a little bit more important at our age than the strengthening. I mean, that's important as well. And you can strengthen your bones with good stretches as well. But when we tighten up, our connective tissue starts to shrink because of poor nutrition or just not enough exercise to our lives. So we need to stay stretched and flexible to prevent damage to our knees and our hips and our back. And release. Come up to seated. Let's do it all on the other side. Left leg straight forward, right foot touching your left inner thigh. And stretch down over your left leg. Hold the stretch. Slowly up. Left leg out to the left. Right heel stays in. Stretch over your right foot. And keep your left foot facing up. Try not to let it turn forward. So don't go down that far that you're turning your leg. Slowly up. Side stretch to the left. Whatever you decide to do it, just like you did the other side. Hold the stretch. Come slowly back up. Lean over to the right. Pull your left heel in. Adjust your right leg. Hold the stretch. From all that I've heard of people doing their early voting, few of the places wait longer than 30 minutes. 35. maybe even at the one behind Dixieland Mall, which is pretty impressive. We have a lot of early voting places, so we can go to a variety of, and it can be, doesn't have to be in our district. We went to Garfield. It's making it a lot easier. And I know somebody who sent for the ballot to do the mail-in just last week, and she got it. They got it. So they'll be able to drop it off in plenty of time. So things are running very smoothly here. We're really lucky. And release. We're going to do the great cross-legged twist. Great for the back. So start with your knees bent. Cross your right knee over your left all the way, knee to knee. Shift your hips to the right, so your right hip starts to lift a little bit. Lower your knees left. Bring your knees up toward your chest a little bit. Don't overdo it. Keep your back stretched. Shift a little bit more if you need to. Remember not to pull down with your arm on your shoulder. Hold the twist. Try to relax your back. And carefully, knees back up, back flat. Left over right, hips left, knees right, knees up toward your chest a little bit. Hold it. slowly come back up. Uncross. Shift your back to flat. Roll to your side. Come to seated. Thank you for joining and sticking with the classes. And I'll see some of you Saturday morning. Have a great rest.